Hey y'all, time for another video. Um, Second one in the gray area. Actually changed the channel title for this new endeavor. Just talking about some opinions that are, I feel like, a little bit extreme. So, my first one, I was responding to uh, that fit guy. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. He was talking about his beliefs on being an alpha male and dating and how to treat women and get women, etc. And then I watched this girl that also gives advice from, I guess, sort of a woman's perspective, but she was very, man, I gotta remember her name and put that response in the title. But yeah, just very kind of loud and out there, and I feel like a lot of people like that because it feels real. But she also made hella generalizations. I'm gonna figure out how to do side by sides eventually, but some of the key things that she was saying, his video actually agreed with more this time. He was talking about men respecting themselves. So the best way to get women is to have self respect for yourself first and foremost. She actually said some of the same things. But calling women the B word all up and down, all over the place, I'm like, okay, so you're telling men to have respect for themselves, but you're not demonstrating a respect for women or saying that they need to respect the women, especially referring to women as B's out of their name. It's like, I know guys, a lot of guys like that type of thing, but to be honest, the type of guys that are usually going around referring to, and the type of women that are going around referring to women in a derogatory term all the time, I dare say is not usually the high quality people. Like, unpopular opinion, but I'm like, that's not really high quality people, because how can you ask for respect for yourself and expect respect for yourself when you're just like disrespecting an entire gender or population of people by generalizing like a derogatory term? And I know people try to reclaim it and they say, oh, they're not talking about it in a bad way. That's just a generic word for women. I'm like, that's, well, should we just call men dogs all the time? Like, I know men don't like it when they're referred to in general terms as being dogs. So that was my first issue I took with her, just like completely normalized use of calling women female dogs. Like, that's not the way to, I don't think that's the way to treat anyone, let alone a woman. But as far as the self-respect, yes, like I feel like all the things that you will want out of somebody else, want out of a partner, want out of a date, you should be exemplifying that yourself. You should lead with, there's treating people the way you want to be treated, and also, but you want to treat people the way they want to be treated. So I feel like that's the big thing with talking to women. I'm kind of coming from both perspectives because as a queer woman, I tend to be on the more masculine side, or considered to be on the more masculine side when I'm dealing with women. And then when I'm dealing with men, considered more on the feminine side. So I'm like, I'm very in the middle. And so I get to talk to women from the point of view of being, I'm not a guy, but but they expect me to kind of act like a guy in some ways, and be like dominant and do the approaching. So I have gotten more comfortable with approaching women. And there's a lot of things I notice in approaching women that it's just like a universal, yes, respect yourself and have your boundaries. But just treat them like a human. Honestly, treating a woman like a human. Don't treat her like she's a plaything, like she's an object, like she's a toy. If she's okay with that, then that means she sees herself in that way. So, I mean, if you want that type of thing, cool, that's fine, go for it. Um, Body positivity or sex positivity, that's a thing. I think you have to kind of decide for yourself if that's the thing that you're attracted to, of course. And I know for a lot of guys, they just want sex anyway. So sex positive sex positivity is beneficial for a lot of guys that are mainly looking for sex. But at the end of the day, you can't go around, there's like a flip side to that where dudes and other women hate on women that are like that and call them hoes and for the streets and this, that, and the other. And it's like, but that's what you want. If that's what you're rewarding and that's what you're going for, then why are you calling them out of their name, calling them all these things? And like, it's being rewarded by society. It's being rewarded by men who want women. Literally, this dude, freaking fit and whatever the frick his name is like saying in his video, men are trying to get as much sex as they can without putting in the investment and the time. Like, you don't want to put in too much effort into getting the sex. And for women, it's the opposite. Women want to get as much time and investment out of a man before she gives him sex. So, just going by the way people are wired, it's honestly mutually beneficial for the guy. Like, if you want a woman that just gives sex, then like fine, but don't complain about it, and don't put women all in that category. And if you want more than sex, don't don't present yourself as like a player, or we call them f boys. Like, you're basically the same thing. Like, men that do that are no better, and so calling a woman that, but then being a man that does that, you're the exact freaking same. So again, you can't expect something that you're not embodying yourself, or you shouldn't expect something that you're not already embodying for yourself. um let's see, what was the other thing the girl was talking about? Being selfish. Being selfish, not caring what the woman thinks, being able to walk away. Some of those I agree with. So being willing to walk away, yes. If a woman's not interested in you, um, don't put too much effort into trying to chase, because it does make you look like you're kind of desperate. Like, there's like a healthy amount of interest. Like, yes, you want to put in enough effort to show that you genuinely are interested, but you don't want to go above and beyond into like simping territory, of course, which I feel like simping territory, you start getting into that when she's obviously giving you signs that she's not that into you. She's not starting to get more into you as you talk. She's like, her interest is not peaked. You got to watch the body language. You got to learn how to read the room. If she's turning away from you, if she's not looking you in the eye, if she's not asking you questions back, she does not care. She is not, and she probably wants you to go away. So just take the hints when you get them, and then freaking be okay with that she's not interested. There's like, find someone that is interested in you. Yes, there is a degree of like, you can get women interested in you. Like, for me, if a guy is genuinely showing interest, I will always give a chance, like a fair chance, if he's genuinely showing interest. Um, as long as he's not weird about it, or saying like really messed up stuff, like, I will give a genuine chance. Now, as soon as I feel like he's not actually putting an effort anymore, then I'm out. I'm like, oh well, if you don't care, why should I care? So the effort part, like, if you want women to reciprocate your energy and your effort, you got to maintain a consistent amount of effort. um So that's that part. But the being selfish part, putting yourself first, like, yes, to an extent. You do want to be selfish in the sense that you love yourself. That's another big one. So it's going to be hard for you to find someone to love you if you don't love yourself first, always. And you're not going to again, with the respect thing, you're not really going to respect someone as well if you don't respect yourself first. So yes, you want to prioritize yourself and what you need, and like, know what you want, have goals, have dreams, have ambitions. Don't put anything aside for a woman, or for your friends, or for your family, or for anyone, honestly, unless it's like a dire situation. Like, you want to put yourself first. But I would say, don't be selfish in the sense that it's all me, 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 and what I want to. Like, you also got to think about what the woman wants, because she's also looking out for herself and her best interest as well. So, like, be selfish in the framework of, yes, I care about myself and I love myself, but you also got to think, if you want to have a partner, if you want to date, you also need to think about what they want to need, as they should be thinking about for you too. So like, don't date anybody that's that selfish, that they're not thinking about, or they don't care about what you want and need as well. So I mostly agree with her on that, but I just felt like I feel like, honestly, she just be saying stuff for kind of almost shock sometimes. Like, it's real, but it's a little extra. And let's see, what else did they cover today. Uh, oh, the confidence of being being in your own frame. I feel like that came up, but I feel like that goes along with the just not caring what people think about you and moving on if someone doesn't like you.